If you want to radically transform your life and take your health to the next level, click on my Breath is Life course below. This will optimize your breath as well as your meditation. And I'll see you after the video. Hey guys, Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut, reminding you the antidote for complexity is always simplicity. Today we're going to talk about sleep apnea and insomnias and the best way to heal those dysfunctional elements. I am sitting in a far infrared sauna. Of course, this is going to help your insomnia and your sleep apnea. But most importantly, my book, Ripped at 50, A Journey to Self-Love, has these tools and many others. I highly recommend you get that. It has the 9 pillars of health. You can hit any dysfunction or any issue to optimize the human body or to heal the human body. You can hit it at the same level with all 9 principles. You're going to accelerate your healing applying all 9 principles rather than just trying to go to the gym to outrun your bad diet, for example, or outrun your poor sleep hygiene, etc. And so this is a gua sha spoon. I'm going to scrape my skin while I'm in here and get the calcifications out of my body, and just an extra detox tool. This is a far infrared sauna, so it's excellent for that. So again, Ripped at 50 will have all the tools for you to optimize your spiritual spacesuit in the modern world and how to navigate all the pitfalls, etc. So click the description box below and let's get into it. Insomnia and sleep apnea. Ultimately, you're going to want to optimize your sleeping environment, and you're also going to want to understand circadian rhythms. There's been a lot of research on circadian rhythms, a lot of research on sleep hygiene, and so the most optimal time for the human being is from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is psychological rest, and physical rest is from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And so those are the optimal times. You always have to remember that the human body and the hormones, the chemical messengers inside the body, are directly related to the celestial realm. They rise and fall with different celestial bodies, the moon, the sun, and the stars. And so melatonin rises when the moon comes up. Cortisol rises when the sun comes up. Whether you are awake or not, it's going to activate the hairs in your skin, etc. So the body is going to know that this type of thing is going on. The sun is up to activate your cortisol so you can get out of bed and be motivated. And so you want to balance out the hormones as much as possible. And so sleeping inside those bounds is very important. We live in a society that is go, go, go. We have lots of noise pollution, for example. We've got a dog barking here. You've got people talking about all sorts of stuff. You've got advertising, television advertising. You are bombarded with massive amounts of visual advertising as well, as far as billboards, television commercials, background noise, music inside stores. So you're going to want to manage and mitigate that as much as possible. Lower your stress levels at all costs. And of course, my book, Ripped at 50, has the 7 factors of stress in it that you want to be able to be mindful of so that you can manage and mitigate your stress levels and apply the 9 pillars as you see fit, moment to moment, day to day. So back on sleep hygiene, darken out your room as much as possible. Take out as many electronics as you can, like all of them, and turn off your Wi-Fi at night. And if you can, the electricity, turn off all your breakers. From there, make sure that your bed is comfortable. It's not too soft. Harder is better. Sleep as flat as you can for as long as you can, with a straight spine. Make sure that room temperature is ideal if it's colder. I think 69 degrees is really good for the brain. Minimize as much noise as you can. I have noise cancellation headphones, not the ones with the Bluetooth, but the construction worker ones that have their noise cancellation. You know, again, this animal right here that's barking is a perfect example for the massive amounts of stress and real chaos that's in our lives in the modern world. We used to live in the wild and nature would tune us up naturally. And now that we have, you know, constant noise, constant lights, these activate our stress hormones. These activate our hormones. For example, blue light activates the cortisol. Just because we can be modern men and women doesn't necessarily mean that's good for our health. On the sleep apnea tip, excuse me, dog, can you please be quiet? So on the sleep apnea tip, hey. I love people that don't have discipline enough to discipline their own animals while they're living in the city. So this is a big issue. People don't have their own level of maturity and development, and then of course that's expressed through their animals. So I love animals, but we live in the city, we live around other people, and so animals need to behave properly. So get the proper training for your animals. So back on the sleep apnea, one of the best things that you're going to do for that is fasting. Whether you do my juice cleanse or dry fasting or water fasting, however you get into fasting, that's going to clear out the gunk, the junk. You're going to get into autophagy. And then once you get into autophagy, your body will start eating its own dead cells. It'll start eating all the garbage that's in your body, all the industrial waste that's in our society. The electromagnetic pollution that exacerbates that chemical pollution. You have mold, fungus, viruses. There's all sorts of stuff that's in our environment. And fasting is one of the best ways to help the body optimize. So, you know, those are a couple of tips. And the biggest tip that I have for you guys is to check out your caffeine usage. See how much caffeine you're using, because that activates cortisol. So cortisol or caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. One of the two. And so, then if you're sensitive like me, dogs barking like that, being in environments where you have a lot of chaos, work environments, having the TV on, having the radio on when you drive, that's going to activate your cortisol. It's going to drive cortisol levels to a higher, your cortisol, chronic elevated cortisol disrupts other hormonal functions, won't allow you to relax, which won't allow you to sleep properly. So it's all about managing and mitigating those stress factors. Getting in this sauna will definitely help. You know, obviously meditation, qigong, these things are going to mobilize the lymph. That's going to help with sleep apnea, but ultimately weight loss, and that's going to come down from fine-tuning your diet, getting off inflammatory agents like gluten, pasteurized dairy, any kind of commercial foods that are grown in pesticide and herbicide rich farms in poor soil. Basically commercial food. Source your food really well. So many different detoxification protocols, skin brushing, warshaw, which I'm doing inside this far infrared sauna right now, sweating, so you can get that through exercise. Also hard exercise if you have the energy for it. Most people just need more rest. If you really want to cure insomnia, then I recommend you go out into the wild, go out camping, off-grid. Do that for 7 to 10 days. I have a friend, Kip Stroden. He's a world-renowned entrepreneur. He ran Essential Living Foods for a while. He would go up, he would call that his hospital. Go camping, because the natural rhythms of the earth and the natural rhythms of nature will tune you up naturally. And so, yeah, insomnia, caffeine usage, baby. That's the biggest one. You know, chocolate, coffee, tea, all these things have caffeine in it. Inflammatory agents, check in with your nightshades, your lectins, your phytic acids. You know, really see where your leverage points are, how many leverage points you can make. That way you're making it a lifestyle. You're not making it a thing. You know, you take some halcyon, I'm sure you can go to sleep, right? But I don't know if that's going to help with your sleep apnea, your snoring. If you've got a significant other, please stop bothering them and making them, their life suffer, right? Lose the weight, get disciplined enough to lose the weight, get into fasting, get into juicing, juice fasting. You know, overconsumption is going to create gluttony and obesity and apathy and lethargy. And so consume less, a lot more less food. And if you don't have skills in this, of course, the link in my bio or in the description box of any of my videos has my nutrition program that I've been working with for the last 6 years. It's anabolic, means it's muscle building. And so it'll help you balance out your blood sugar, which is directly related to cortisol as well. So you want to be keeping everything nice and balanced as much as possible. Remember, all knowledge is knowledge of self. Okay, so let's review, guys, the many things that we talked about. First and foremost, review your caffeine consumption if you are having trouble sleeping with insomnia. If you have sleep apnea, lose the weight, get into fasting, get into intermittent fasting, juice cleansing, all forms of detoxification. This is a detoxification tool. This is bone, and you scrape your skin and you get all the toxins out of your tissues. And so I'll show you guys after what it looks like. And so fine tune your diet, pull out the inflammatory agents, darken your room, turn off the Wi-Fi, take all the electronics out of your room, use blue blockers, orange light, salt lamps, Christmas lights, etc. after the sun goes down. Remember, you are wired to the celestial realm. You are wired to the natural light. So after the sun goes down, you also wind down, and don't use artificial blue light. If you go in that, get some blue blockers. That's another tip. Overconsumption, remember, leads to gluttony, lethargy. And then everything is in my Ripped at 50, A Journey to Self-Love. When you order the hardcover collector's edition, when you pre-order Ripped at 50, you will get my stress management course free of charge. So we spent almost a year developing that, and that course, when I was doing coaching with it, sold for $9.97. So you get that free with the purchase of a hardcover book. So use as many tools as you can and chip away at your insomnia. Again, caffeine usage, you're going to get more mileage out of it just looking at that. Lowering the stress levels, 7 factors of stress, again, which is in my Ripped at 50 book. And so I think that synopsizes everything. Let me show you my results. I'm scraping my wounds, getting the blood to the corpuscles and releasing. I've got my issue in my teres down here, which is causing me pain, which can cause you insomnia, poor sleep patterns. Oh yeah, remember to sleep as flat as possible for as long as possible. Let me get in my scalenes here too. So use all the tools you can, guys. You're worth it. Right? You are an all-knowing, self-healing child of God. Don't forget that. Health is your birthright. So God bless you guys. Have a great day. And don't let your meatloaf. You like that one? Mm-hmm. Don't let your meatloaf. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then check in the description box. All the programs that I have to take your health and consciousness to the next level is in the link below.